Ripple XRP versus SEI. Price prediction, the data showdown that changes everything. One of these two coins is currently sending a signal that almost no one is noticing. I took a look at the data, market cap, on-chain activity, token distribution, and what I found shocked even me. If you watch this video until the end, you'll also see where the real smart money is flowing right now. And believe me, if you miss this, you might miss the biggest move of this cycle. Welcome to 10x Crypto, your channel for honest, data-driven altcoin analysis. Today we're talking about a showdown that could decide 2026. Who has the most potential? Ripple XRP or SEI? But before I explain these two altcoins to you, a quick note on my own behalf. If you're looking for a reputable crypto exchange where you can trade altcoins securely with low fees, then check out the link below in the pinned comment. There you'll find my favorite crypto exchange. If you sign up using my link, you'll get a bonus of up to 50 euros in Bitcoin. And you'll even start at silver level, meaning you'll get cash back. Check it all out. As I said, all the info is in the pinned comment. But now, let's dive into the data. Let's start with XRP. What is XRP? XRP is the native token of the XRP ledger developed by Ripple Labs, one of the oldest and most stable blockchain networks out there. The goal? Cost-effective global payments for banks, institutions, and payment service providers. Instead of minutes or hours, a transaction on XRP takes only 3 to 5 seconds. The technology isn't based on proof of work, but on its own consensus algorithm that can process over 1,500 transactions per second. What does that mean? No miners, no energy waste, but maximum efficiency. Perfect for international DeFi applications and RWR tokenization. And that's exactly the crucial point, especially in 2025 and 2026. Ripple is opening up more to DeFi, CBDCs, and EVM sidechains. In short, XRP is the link between banks and blockchain. Now we come to SEI. SEI is the new generation of layer 1s for high-speed trading in the DeFi sector, but also for NFTs. SEI was founded in 2023 as the first parallelized EVM-compatible blockchain. What does that mean? While other chains process transactions one after another, SEI actually processes them in parallel. The result? Up to 200,000 transactions per second and finality in under 400 milliseconds. That's almost real time. This makes SEI perfect for exchanges, order book apps, or even high-frequency trading. So exactly the area where speed determines profit and loss. On top of that, high staking rewards and an active ecosystem that is currently growing massively. From DeFi protocols to AI integration, both projects are also extremely strong technically, but they're both playing in a completely different league. XRP, stability, trust, institutional adoption, and SEI, innovation, speed, and DeFi. And that's exactly what makes this duel so exciting. So before we start the analysis, grab yourself a coffee and leave a like for me. And if you want to become an insider, then apply for my free 10x Insider group. Who are the 10x Insider? It's a crypto networking community with the brightest minds from the crypto space. As I said, if you want to be part of it, all the info is in the video description. And now let's get started. But attention, a disclaimer. My channel is not financial advice, but purely for informational purposes. Let's move on to the first part, the market metrics, basically the hard numbers. We're really starting here with the bare facts. XRP has a market capitalization of around 140 billion. They're among the top 5 of all cryptocurrencies. SEI, on the other hand, is only at $3.2 billion. So that's a massive difference. But what's also interesting is that SEI has grown by 80% or more in the last 3 months. Of course, there's been another dip now, but they've grown massively. XRP, on the other hand, has remained rather stable for now, but there is still substantial confidence. And at least for now, the exclusive growth is more with 10 times. When it comes to the competitor, XRP has 60 billion tokens in circulation, which is about 60% of the max supply. SEI is at 3 billion, which is about 30%. This means that with SEI, there will be more unlocks, more supply, and more potential selling pressure. With XRP, on the other hand, the supply is almost completely available. It's on the market, and thanks to the escrow mechanism, everything is well planned. XRP has greater and stronger liquidity here. In this area, SEI has more momentum and growth. Let's move on to the second part, tokenomics and inflation. Now it gets interesting because tokenomics determine whether an altcoin will truly build value in the long term or not. XRP, no new inflation, there are no new coins, no mining, no staking emissions. Supply is fixed, and with each transaction, small amounts of XRP are burned. In plain English, this means XRP is deflationary in the long term. With SEI, it's different. SEI has an annual inflation rate of about 7 to 10% and of course staking rewards that are distributed to holders or validators. This is of course good for active stakers but bad for passive holders, because naturally a share of the total market gets diluted. They have a vesting schedule, so the team and the VCs are still locked in until 2025. This means new coins are still coming onto the market. This can lead to price pressure, but at the same time it also creates incentives for the ecosystem. In summary, XRP scores points with its scarcity, while SEI scores with rewards and active participants. Next, technology and use case. Let's get to the heart of the technology for both. The XRP ledger, or XRPL for short, has existed for decades. A robust, efficient network with over 70 million completed ledgers and an uptime of 99.99%. It's optimized for payments, tokenization, transactions. As mentioned, they only take 3 to 5 seconds and the costs are just $0.001 US. And the best part, XRP is currently becoming EVM compatible, which means DeFi, smart contracts, and real-world assets. Now let's look directly at XRP. The SEI network, on the other hand, is young but incredibly fast. The focus is on parallelization. This means that while Ethereum or Solana process transactions one after another, SEI handles parallel transactions simultaneously. The result is finality in under 400 milliseconds and up to 200,000 transactions per second. This naturally makes SEI ideal for decentralized exchanges, high-frequency trading, and real-time financial applications, and the ecosystem is growing rapidly. Integration for artificial intelligence, DeFi, and NFT trading. How do they compare technically? XRP, stable, proven, and internationally ready. SEI, fast, modern, and developer-friendly. In short, XRP is the Swift of blockchains. SEI is a Nasdaq in crypto format. Now let's move on to the community and adoption, because the community matters. XRP has over 5 million followers on Twitter, on Reddit, over 6.6 million active wallets, and a global network with strong institutions and partners. SEI has only about 1.2 million followers, but its growth is exclusive. In the last 3 months, active wallets have increased by 80%, and that shows that retail DeFi adoption is growing quickly, but it's still lacking the institutional depth that XRP has long since achieved. By the way, are you a holder or fan of XRP or of SEI? Then write it in the comments so videos like this get more attention, especially these kinds of comparisons. Now let's move on to the vision, the roadmap, and the narrative. In 2025, XRP is fully heading toward institutional DeFi. The Ripple network is being expanded, and the topic of tokenizing real-world assets, or RWAs, is becoming the centerpiece. Banks, CBDCs, payments, RWAs, these are all topics that are gaining global importance. SEI, on the other hand, is targeting the next megatrend, high-speed DeFi trading with AI integration. With the upcoming Giga upgrade, SEI aims to become the fastest EVM chain in the world. Of course, that attracts developers. This means SEI could become the Ethereum for traders, but XRP remains the Ethereum for banks. Before we get to the conclusion, which one is stronger? If you want to know which altcoins I have in my portfolio, maybe SEI, maybe XRP, then take a look at 10x Elite. There you get access to a ranking list from me where I have analyzed over 100 altcoins. This gives you an excellent overview of the altcoin market. But you also get access to the 10x indicator, for example. Feel free to check out the tutorial up here, or just scan the QR code or look in the video description below. But now let's get to the conclusion of the duel. Honestly, this was closer than many would have thought. XRP versus SEI, two coins, two completely different worlds. XRP, the backbone of the institutional financial sector, stable for over 10 years, on track with regulations, and ready to modernize the global payment system. SEI, on the other hand, is young, fast, aggressive, built for DeFi trading for a world where every millisecond counts. By the way, on my 10x ranking list, XRP is clearly in the lead, especially when it comes to stability, security, and fundamentals. But SEI is getting dangerously close. The team delivers, growth is real, the technology is brutally fast, and if you're looking for momentum, then SEI is definitely the most exciting play with real mass potential. But what does the current chart situation look like? Now we're going to do an exciting chart analysis, and at the end I'll get to the price predictions. Yes, hello and welcome to my chart analysis of XRP and SEI. First, some information at the beginning. I use TradingView and a custom developed indicator. The indicator shows me two things. When a lot of people are buying, for example when FOMO kicks in, then we're in overbought territory. That's always an indication that soon there might be a correction coming. This is shown with a red dot as a signal. We're now in the overbought zone. On the other hand, when a lot of people are selling, at some point that's an indication. Now we're slowly reaching the bottom. Then it shows this with a big green dot, meaning we're in a completely oversold zone here. For me, that basically means that when a green dot appears, I consider whether to enter a position now. When a red dot appears, I consider whether to take partial profits or exit completely. Yes, and then we also have small green and red dots. That basically means a small red dot signals a bearish trend reversal and a green dot signals a bullish trend reversal. What does the situation currently look like for XRP? As we can see here, we had a small green dot here, which also pushed upwards and indicated a positive bullish trend reversal. But now we're slowly entering a range where another trend reversal could potentially occur. A small red dot hasn't formed yet, but I would actually be cautious with XRP at the moment, because right now we're somewhere in the middle range, which means we're not in the overbought area, but also not in the oversold area. So at the moment, I would wait and see. Let's take a look at SEI. Here, it's like this. After the flash crash, for example with SEI, this is how things currently look. We had a trend reversal here, a bullish one, and then we pushed up a bit, but now we have a red one. That means we have a bearish trend reversal, which means it could go further down. So here too, I'm currently being cautious with SEI about when I enter altcoins. Or if you want to use the 10x indicator yourself. For your data-driven analyses, the 10x indicator is available in my 10x Elite. As long as you are a member, you get access to the 10x indicator, or you can simply buy it for lifetime access. I've put all the links for that in the video description or in the pinned comment. Now that you've seen the chart analysis, I'll link you here to both price forecasts for both until 2030. So here choose XRP or SEI. Enjoy the next videos and see you soon.